Hello, my name is Robert Pembroke. I thought I'd offer you a rendition of Dead Skunk, originally by Loudon Wainwright III. And also I'd offer you a joke, one that's very quite relevant at the moment, the origin of cemeteries joke. Yeah, very old joke this one. I thought I'd try and revise it slightly and integrate it a bit. Okay, where to begin? The origin of cemeteries joke. Okay, so cemeteries commenced as corpse storage areas for victims of diseases like the pox, more recently the mpox, the monkeypox, bubonic plague, the Black Death, even cold and flu virus victims. The common cold killed a lot of people, still does. Okay, so cemeteries were kind of like indexed to contain particular categories of disease, yeah? Like tuberculosis was one that was sort of heaped into one area. So the idea is that the location of the corpses was documented so that the corpse, the dead body, could be retrieved at a later time to reinfect the populations of the cities of antiquity. For example, a very famous one is the Roman catacombs. Yeah, they were designed for that purpose, so they could sort of grab them out when things got too bad. So we've got the catacombs. A very famous one is the Hyde Park label. There's quite a few Hyde Parks around the world. A bit of a memory jog there, an index about, let's say, hide, H-Y-D-E, that's your skin, you know, that's an old English spelling. And then you have a hide, H-I-D-E, place where you conceal bodies, yeah. So there were places like Hyde Park that were, and still are, symbolic memory jogs about the nature of, let's say, human burial and the purpose of funerals. If we think about it, the park acts as a memory jog about the use of open space to store corpses, and the hide, that is the H-Y-D-E, or skin, is the first explicit representation of the pox, you know, that sores on their body, that sort of thing. So originally burial sites for murder victims from disease, because they sometimes had to murder them, you know, because they just were so virulent and so promiscuous in their behaviour that they spread the disease. So they'd place them in corpse sinks until required for later retrieval. The corpse sinks became normalised in the nature of cemeteries eventually. And what they'd do is they'd store them in these corpse sinks, or indeed cemeteries, so that they could be retrieved at a later point to reinfect the population, because it's kind of like a weapon, an early form of biowarfare. And they did this because they wanted a way to pay them back for some bad behaviour, to reinfect them with the disease as a type of revenge or vendetta. And it almost certainly related to improper behaviour, because if you go back, excuse me, if you go back far enough in time, you'll find that that most of the aesthetics in art were related to a relationship between morality and disease. If you were sick, it was because you were immoral. Yeah? And if you look at, or if we all look at it, we can see a lot of operas, a lot of plays, a lot of pantomimes, where that is in fact the case. They believe that disease occurs concurrently with immoral behaviour. I think the most famous person is, of course, Erasmus Xenarius, who documented quite formally his belief that there was a link between the way people dressed or presented themselves that linked up with disease, and he's largely attributed with the creation of the habit. Yeah, he was one of the original inventors of that. He was a bit like his Levi Strauss of his day. And yeah, it's called a habit for obvious reasons, because you have to present yourself well in life, or you can get diseases. So in some countries they bury the corpse victims in the old days with their bottoms upwards. That's where the Irish graveyard joke about using the bum as a bicycle stand originates. The cheeks of their bum to hold the bike up. The bottom upturned in the grave is a kind of memory jog of the index in relation to the origins of cemeteries and the nature of disease and the allocation of different parts of a cemetery in town planning, precisely for that reason, to accommodate dead people who have diseases. Woo-hoo! Another joke is the relationship between certain primates and disease. So you'll often hear with disease that monkeys have some sort of relationship with humans that leads to At the moment, the one that comes up is the bonobo monkey of the Congo in relation to the mpox. And it's kind of like a subtle joke about getting too close to animals. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Okay, so there's quite a few references there between colour or skin, hygiene, habits, and certainly with monkeys, the monks, you know, the monks, how they were called monks, and they lived in monasteries and that sort of thing in religion. Certainly the idea of antiquity poisoning and monks came up quite a bit in the histories. It's a kind of, I guess, the graveyard joke is a bit of a pun on the nature of the Occidental human subject, the graveyard digger. Of course, Shakespeare, Macbeth, Arthur Roderigo knew him well. Yeah, so it comes up quite a bit. And now I thought I'd sing for you Dead Skunk by Loudon Wainwright III. I think Don McLean sang it as well, didn't he? Gee, they were great versions of the song, weren't they? I'll give it a go. I'm a bit raw, okay. So here we go. Hello, Robert Pembroke, the Wainwright tune, Dead Skunk, revised. On Walkabout Creek Pub, how we lived last night. We should've looking left and should've looking right. You didn't see the station wagon car. The skunk got squashed and there you are. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Giant mouse in the kittle of the toad. Dead chunk in the skittle of the road. I saw an old lady who swallowed a fly near me. No Chardonnay, oh sorry. Take a whiff on me, that ain't no Rosie's McDonald's. Roll up your window and hold your nose. You don't have to look and you don't have to see, 'cause you can feel it in your olfactory. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Giant mouse in the kittle of the toad. Stinking too high, him on, woo! Yeah, you got your dead cat and you got your dead dog. In the moonlight night, you got your dead frog. You got your dead rabbit and your dead raccoon. The blood of the goat gonna make you swoon. You got it in the middle. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Giant mouse in the kittle of the toad. Who's stinking too high? Hello! Woo! It's dead. It's in the middle. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking. Woo! Well, Technicolor, man. Woo! You got pollution. It's dead. And it's stinking too high. Hello! chanting toil. Tis always something to see from the top of the Harbour Bridge Street panes. Keep that lofty the rising aspect. Come on, get your rattlesnakes out now, here. Don't come back now, here.